Hey guys, Daniel here. Just a quick overview video about the next Ark event with the following towers banned. We got Aeroblast, the Beam and Firewheel Drone banned. That means we have access to all the DPS turrets. We have Skyguard and Laser, which enables energy detonation. We have Thunderbolt with life erosion. And we have Tesla Matrix. So we got all the DPS in the world. And you might think, oh, great, that will be an easy arc. But don't forget, every other player that you compete with has access to the same towers. So it might be easier for you to end up higher, but everyone else will also end up higher. And that means your ranking will basically stay the same if you aren't able to get ahead of the pack, ahead of the curve, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's a matter of micromanagement, of picking the right cards, picking the right modules, refreshing as much as possible. Because every time you refresh, when you open a box, you get double the amounts of card to see. That doubles the chances for you to get the real strong combo cards. Don't settle for mediocre cards, except for maybe the first 10, 30 stages when Hive is a big factor to carry you through. But other than that, refresh as much as possible. Get rid of all the normal cards in the deck, in the card deck, so that only the CMBs remain. The combo chain module and breakthrough cards that you, basically turn your blue packs into yellow packs. Okay, but that was just a little journey about Ark in general and how to approach it. Let's come to the towers. Yeah, we have two choices here. We can play either Disruption Drone as crowd control tool, or we play Gravity Vortex with Skyguard. And yeah, I'd recommend to play Skyguard with Gravity Vortex, because we need the burn from Skyguard to enable energy detonation, as I said in the intro. Then we have Thunderbolt, but don't bother playing Thunderbolt in the very beginning, because in the very beginning, none of us will have life erosion. It takes you 3 cards to get life erosion, or at least the very first card in the chain to enable it. And yeah, that will take a while. So Thunderbolt early on is no option. Just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the life erosion chain. It contains 3 cards, so yeah, technically it's 4, but you only need 3 to get access to the last piece of the puzzle here, which is the deciding factor. It deals 3% of the target's HP as damage, and that is melting bosses down. Yeah, Trap Matrix, I already mentioned it, is still good, surprisingly. So I thought it was nerfed down to the ground, as I said, but it's still kind of viable. And it's also good crowd control. It slows, it paralyzes, so it basically buys you time. That's useful up to stage, let's say 200, but above stage 200, you don't want to waste time. You want to speed up the grouping process to be able to succeed, because it's all about grouping the mobs as fast as possible, because that's when the main damage kicks in. The damage kicks in if everything is grouped up in one spot and you project AoE damage, splash damage from the small mobs onto the boss. That's how you crack stages later on, especially if the mobs are immune to paralyze. Because if they are immune to paralyze, you can't use life erosion, because life erosion just works when the enemy is paralyzed. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the modules that are banned. We have Titanium bonus, that's not relevant for progressing. Energy Infusion is one of the chase modules. It's it's a huge amount of extra damage. After 90 seconds in battle, one random turret gains 50% cooldown speed. That's a lot, especially because the first 90 seconds is just micromanaging, grouping up the mobs. The high DPS numbers happen in the second half of the match, and that's when energy infusion kicks in, but it's banned, so that was just additional information for you. We have extra draw. I don't know about you, but for me it seems it procs not as frequent as 10%. I have the feeling that it has actually less chance than 10% to proc. But whatever, it's not playable. 80k plus 1 for every card owned, so that's basically 100, 200, 80k less that you have to compensate else by buying 80k with the titanium maybe. Aqua Slayer plus 30% increased damage to aquatic enemies. All these cards don't really matter. If you get them offered, just reroll them. It's not worth the pick. It's better to refresh and take the chance to get something really good. 10% damage reduced from EM shock. Yeah, that hurts a little bit. But at least 30%, so the allied weakness, I think is a module called. The 30% less HP on allies is in play. And yeah, we don't have anti-heal. I don't really think that it's a problem. 2 arcs ago, we didn't have anti-heal either. And I think the final wall for most players, except for the super spenders, was like 270, 280-ish. Was no big of a deal. It was quite possible even without anti-heal. Yeah, and in case you didn't know yet, they nerfed Ark overall in case of, in sense of reducing the HP pool of mobs. That's why we were all able to progress smoothly last weekend, even with the nerf from Tesla Coil, because Tesla Coil was still our main damage source. And then came Hive. So now we have the DPS turrets in play and less HP in the pool, so to say. So it should be easy for us to progress. If you have any questions, let me know. I think one very interesting topic would be when to upgrade 80k, how much 80k you need, but you can't express that in static numbers, because it depends a lot of the turrets in play, which modules you own, which combo or chain cards you have, because the key combo and chain cards, they compensate for DPS, so you need less 80k, and that means less titanium spent on 80k. You can open more boxes and so on. But I can give you a general direction, a general path on how much 80k you need, but that's a topic for another video. Yeah, and if you haven't done so, feel free to use my exclusive redeem code, because I'm doing a collaboration with the Galaxy Defense team. It's TopTap VIP for 100 free diamonds. So if you made it up to this point in the video, congratulations and thank you for watching. And yeah, enjoy the code if you haven't done yet.